This is my true story. At his family barbecue, my husband told everyone I did not deserve to have children. He said it loud enough for the whole family to hear. He listed all my flaws, called me selfish and emotional. His family just sat there and let him destroy me. I ran to the bathroom and cried until I could not breathe. Then his sister knocked on the door. She showed me messages on her phone, messages between my husband and his ex-girlfriend. They were trying to have a baby together, behind my back. Before I tell you what I did, tell me where you are watching from and subscribe. It was the 4th of July. My husband's family always threw a big barbecue at their house. His parents had a huge backyard with a pool and a deck. They invited everyone, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, probably 30 people total. I did not really want to go. His family never liked me much. They were polite but cold, always made me feel like an outsider. But my husband insisted we go, said it would look bad if we did not show up. So I went. I helped set up, brought potato salad I made from scratch, helped his mom put out plates and cups, tried to be helpful, tried to fit in like I always did. The afternoon was going okay. People were eating, kids were swimming, music was playing. I was standing by the grill with my husband and some of his relatives. His mom was there, his dad, a few aunts and uncles, his cousins. We were all just talking. Then his mom brought up grandchildren. She did this a lot. Asked when we were going to give her grandkids. Put pressure on us. Looked at me with expectation in her eyes like it was all up to me. I opened my mouth to answer, to give some polite response like I always did. But before I could say anything, my husband laughed. Actually, laughed out loud. Then he said something I will never forget. She does not deserve children. Trust me. It is better this way. His voice was loud, loud enough for everyone nearby to hear. I felt like someone punched me in the stomach. The burger I was holding fell right out of my hand onto the grass. I just stood there, frozen. Did he really just say that? In front of his entire family? Everyone went quiet. Conversation stopped. People turned to look at us. His mom's face went blank. His dad looked uncomfortable. But nobody said anything. Nobody told him that was wrong. Nobody defended me. He kept going, like he had been waiting for this moment, like he had been holding this in and finally had permission to let it out. She is too selfish, too emotional, not maternal enough. She would not be a good mother. He listed my flaws one by one, like he had been keeping score for years, like he had been cataloging every reason I was not good enough. I felt tears burning behind my eyes, but I would not let them fall. Not here. Not in front of all these people. His family just sat there. Some looked away. Some looked down at their plates. His aunt got up and went inside. His father cleared his throat, but said nothing. Nobody stopped him. Nobody said this was cruel. Nobody said he was wrong. They just let him humiliate me in front of everyone. I could not stand there anymore. Could not listen to him destroy me while everyone watched. I turned and walked away. Fast, before anyone could see me cry. I heard someone call my name, but I did not stop. Just kept walking toward the house. I went straight into the house, through the back door. Found the downstairs bathroom near the kitchen. Locked myself inside and slid down the wall until I was sitting on the cold tile floor. My knees pulled up to my chest. The tears came then. Big, ugly sobs that I had been holding back outside. I cried so hard I could not catch my breath, could not think, could not do anything except sit there and feel the pain of what he just did to me. My mascara was running down my face. I did not even care, just let it run while I sobbed into my hands. I could hear the party continuing outside through the small window above the toilet. People laughing and talking like nothing happened. Like my husband did not just tell everyone I was too flawed to deserve being a mother. Like he did not just destroy me in front of 30 people. I kept replaying his words in my head over and over. She does not deserve children. Too selfish. Too emotional. Not maternal enough. He said it so easily, so casually. Like he had been thinking it for years and finally had permission to say it out loud. And his family just sat there. Nobody defended me. Nobody told him to stop. Nobody said that was cruel and wrong. They just let it happen. Let him humiliate me while they watched. I felt so stupid. Stupid for trying to fit in with his family. Stupid for thinking they would ever accept me. Stupid for believing my husband loved me. I had been with him for 5 years. Married for 3. All that time I thought we were building a life together. Thought we were partners. Thought we wanted the same things. But clearly I was wrong about everything. The man I married would never say those things about me. Would never humiliate me like that in public. Would never be so intentionally cruel. Unless he had been feeling this way for a long time. Unless he had been hiding how he really felt about me. I thought about all the times I brought up having kids. All the times he said we should wait. Said we were not ready yet. Said we needed to save more money first. I believed him. Trusted him. But now I wondered if he had been lying. If he never wanted kids with me at all. If he had been planning to say this all along. The crying would not stop. My chest hurt from sobbing so hard. I tried to calm down by taking deep breaths, but every time I started to get control, another wave would hit me. Another memory of his face when he said those words. Another image of his family sitting there silent. Then I heard footsteps in the hallway outside. Someone knocked softly on the door. I froze, hoping they would go away, hoping they would leave me alone. But the knocking came again. Then a voice, quiet and gentle. Emma, my husband's younger sister. The only person in his family who was ever kind to me. Emma knocked again. Her voice came through the door asking if she could come in. I did not answer at first. Did not want anyone to see me like this. But she kept asking. Kept saying please. Something in her voice sounded urgent. Not just concerned, but almost scared. I stood up slowly. My legs felt weak. I unlocked the door. Emma slipped inside quickly and locked it again behind her. She looked at me, and her face went pale. She could see I had been crying hard. Mascara all over my face, eyes red and swollen. She grabbed some tissues and handed them to me. I wiped my face while she just stood there, looking nervous. Her hands were shaking. She kept looking at the door like she was afraid someone would walk in. Then she pulled out her phone. I need to show you something. Her voice was barely a whisper. I looked at her confused. What could she possibly need to show me right now? I have been trying to decide if I should tell you for weeks. I did not know if it was my place. Did not know if I should get involved. But after what just happened out there, after what he said to you in front of everyone, I cannot stay quiet anymore. She was talking fast, almost rambling. I had never seen Emma like this. She was usually calm and quiet, but right now she looked terrified. Tell me what? My voice came out rough from crying. She took a deep breath, looked me in the eyes. Your husband is cheating on you. The words hit me like a slap. I felt my stomach drop. Cheating? He was cheating on me? On top of everything else he just did out there? Emma saw my face and kept talking. I found messages on his phone a few weeks ago. I was at his apartment helping him look for something, and his phone was on the counter. A text came in, and I saw the name. I should not have looked, but something felt wrong. So I looked. She was scrolling through her phone now, pulling up screenshots. I took pictures of everything. I knew you would not believe me without proof. I have been carrying this around for weeks, not knowing what to do. She handed me her phone. I looked at the screen. Text messages, lots of them. Between my husband and someone named Jay. The messages were long, detailed. I started reading. At first, I did not understand what I was looking at. They were talking about ovulation tracking, about prenatal vitamins, about the best time to conceive, about our future family. I looked at Emma confused. Who is Jay? Why are they talking about having a baby? Emma's face got even more pale. Keep scrolling. Look at the contact name at the top. I scrolled up. The conversation went back months, and then I saw it. The contact name changed. It was not just Jay anymore. The full name appeared at the top of an older message. Jessica, his ex-girlfriend, the one he dated before me, the one he said he was completely over, the one he said meant nothing to him anymore. I stared at the name Jessica on the screen. My hands started shaking. Emma stood next to me, silent, just letting me process. I started scrolling through the messages, going back further and further. The conversations went back 6 months. 6 months of messages between my husband and his ex-girlfriend. And they were not just friendly messages. They were intimate, romantic. They were planning a future together. I read message after message. Him telling her he missed her, telling her he made a mistake marrying me, telling her she was the one he should have been with all along. Her responding that she never stopped loving him, that she was waiting for him, that she wanted to start a family with him. They were talking about baby names, about what kind of house they would buy together, about where they would raise their kids. Like I did not exist. Like our marriage meant nothing. I found messages where he told her he was working on getting a divorce, that I was just an obstacle now, that once he figured out how to leave me, they could finally be together. She sent him pictures. Not inappropriate pictures, but personal ones. Pictures of her at the park, at a restaurant, at her apartment. Pictures meant for someone you are dating, someone you are in a relationship with. He sent pictures back. Pictures I recognized. Some taken at times when he told me he was at work or out with friends, but he was with her. I kept scrolling, my stomach getting sicker with every message. Then I found the ones about trying to conceive, Jessica talking about her cycle, about when she was ovulating, about how this month might be the one. Him responding with excitement, with hope, with plans. They were actively trying to have a baby together. While he was married to me, while he was sleeping in the same bed as me every night, while he was telling me we should wait to have kids, he was trying to get his ex-girlfriend pregnant. I found messages from last month. Jessica sent him a picture of a pregnancy test. Negative. She was upset. He comforted her, told her it would happen soon, told her they just needed to keep trying, told her he loved her. I loved her. He told another woman he loved her while married to me. I scrolled back further, found messages from last year. The dates looked familiar. Then I realized why. It was from the same week I had a miscarriage, the week I lost our baby, the week I cried alone in our apartment while bleeding and cramping and losing the child we made together, the week he said he needed space to process, that he could not handle being around me while I was so emotional. I thought he was grieving, thought he needed time alone to deal with losing our baby, but he was not alone. He was with Jessica. The messages showed it clearly. He was at her apartment that night. The night I miscarried. The night I needed him most. He was with her comforting her about her negative pregnancy test while I bled out our baby. At home. I could not stop reading. The messages kept getting worse. I found ones where they discussed their timeline. How long it would take before he could leave me. He told Jessica he needed to be strategic. Needed to make sure the divorce would go smoothly. Needed to make sure I would not fight him. She asked how he was going to do that. He said he was already working on it. Already laying the groundwork. I scrolled to more recent messages. Found ones from 2 months ago. He was telling Jessica about his plan. How he was going to turn his family against me first. Make them see me as the problem. Make them think I was difficult and selfish. That way, when he asked for a divorce, they would support him. Not me. Jessica thought it was smart. Told him he was handling it well. There were messages about family events I was not invited to. Dinners at his parents' house that he said were just immediate family. Barbecues that he said were canceled. But they were not canceled. They happened. And Jessica was there. He brought her to family events while telling me I could not come. His family met her, spent time with her, got to know her, while I sat at home thinking I was not invited because they were small gatherings. He was replacing me slowly, introducing his ex-girlfriend to his family as if she was already his new partner. I found messages where his mom asked about Jessica, said she was lovely, said she seemed like such a nice girl. His mom knew. His mom met Jessica multiple times, and she never told me, never said anything, just smiled at me at family gatherings while knowing her son was cheating on me with his ex. There were messages planning for after Jessica got pregnant. They talked about how they would announce it, how they would handle his family's questions. He said he would tell everyone that Jessica and him reconnected after his divorce, that they fell in love again, that the baby was a surprise, but a happy one. Jessica asked what if people did the math and realized she got pregnant before the divorce. He said not to worry. He said by the time she got pregnant, he would have already filed for divorce, would have already moved out. So technically, it would not be cheating. That was his plan. Wait for her to get pregnant, then suddenly ask for a divorce. Make it look like our marriage just did not work out. Then a few months later, announce he was dating Jessica again. Then announce the pregnancy. Make it all look natural and separate. When really, he had been planning this for months. Really, he had been with her the whole time. Really, he had been trying to have a baby with her while still married to me. I found a message from 3 weeks ago. Jessica asking when he was going to tell me he wanted a divorce. He said soon. He said he was almost ready. He just needed to make sure his family fully believed I was the problem first. Needed to make sure they would take his side. And today at the barbecue, that is exactly what he did. I looked up from the phone at Emma. She was watching me with tears in her eyes. I could not speak, could not form words. My brain was trying to process everything I just read. Emma took the phone back gently. There is more. Her voice was shaking. She scrolled to a different folder on her phone. I have been documenting everything for the past 6 weeks since I first found those messages. I knew you would need proof. I knew he would deny it if you confronted him. So I took screenshots of everything I could find. She showed me folder after folder, hundreds of screenshots, text messages organized by date. She had been thorough, had been collecting evidence like she was building a legal case. How did you get all of these? I finally managed to ask. Emma looked guilty. I know his passcode. He uses the same one for everything. Has since we were kids. When I saw those first messages, I knew I needed to see more. So I waited until he left his phone unattended at family dinners. At my parents' house, I would take it to the bathroom and screenshot as much as I could. Then delete the photos from his phone so he would not know. Then I would send them to myself and delete those messages too. She had been doing this for weeks, risking getting caught, risking her brother's anger, all to help me, to give me the truth. Why? I asked. Why would you do this for me? Emma's eyes filled with tears. Because you are a good person. Because you do not deserve this. Because I have watched him change over the past year. Watched him become cruel to you. Watched him treat you badly at family events and everyone just acted like it was normal. I knew something was wrong, but I did not know what until I found those messages. She showed me more folders, photos this time. Pictures she took secretly at family events, my husband and Jessica together. At his parents' house, at a restaurant, at the park. They were not hiding it from his family. They were hiding it from me. In one photo, they were holding hands. In another, his arm was around her waist. In another, they were laughing together while his mom smiled in the background. His whole family knew. They all knew he was cheating. They all met Jessica, spent time with her, welcomed her, and nobody told me. They all just kept the secret, acted normal around me while knowing my husband was planning to leave me for his ex-girlfriend. Emma showed me videos next, short clips she recorded on her phone. My husband and Jessica at a family party I was not invited to, talking about baby names, laughing together. His dad asking Jessica about her job, his mom offering her more food. They were treating her like family, like she already belonged there, like I was already gone. I could not stay quiet anymore, Emma said, especially after what he did today, after he humiliated you in front of everyone, after he said those horrible things about you. He has been poisoning them against you for months, telling them you refused to have kids, that you were the problem, that you were difficult and selfish. He has been making you the villain so they would support him when he left you. Emma kept showing me more evidence. Messages where my husband specifically talked about me, called me names I never thought he would use, told Jessica I was cold and distant, told her I was impossible to live with, told her our marriage was a mistake from the beginning. None of it was true, but he was creating a narrative, building a story that made him the victim and me the villain, making it easier to justify what he was doing, making it easier to leave without guilt. I found messages where he coached Jessica on how to act, told her to be sweet and friendly when she met his family, told her to ask them questions and show interest in their lives, told her to dress modestly and act respectful. He was training her to be everything he claimed I was not, setting up the comparison so his family would prefer her over me. There were messages about money too. He told Jessica he was saving up for their future, putting money aside so they could buy a house together after the divorce. I thought about our joint savings account, the one we both contributed to, supposedly. He must have been taking money out, moving it somewhere I could not see, stealing from our marriage to fund his affair. Emma showed me messages from just last week. Jessica was worried she was not getting pregnant. She asked if maybe they should see a doctor, get tested to make sure everything was working. My husband told her not to worry yet, told her they had only been trying for a few months, told her it would happen naturally. A few months. They had been actively trying to conceive for months, having unprotected sex, trying to make a baby while he came home to me every night, while he kissed me and told me he loved me, while he slept in our bed. The betrayal was so deep I could barely comprehend it. Then Emma showed me the worst message, one from yesterday, the day before the barbecue. Jessica asked him if he was nervous about today, about the family gathering. He said no. He said he was actually looking forward to it. She asked why. He said because he was planning to publicly make it clear that I was not good enough, that I was not mother material. That way, when he announced the divorce soon, and then later announced Jessica was pregnant, everyone would understand why. Everyone would think he upgraded. Everyone would think he made the right choice. This was all planned. Today at the barbecue was not him losing his temper, was not him saying something cruel in the moment. It was calculated, intentional, part of his strategy to destroy my reputation so he could leave me guilt-free. He wanted his family to see me as flawed, as unworthy, so they would celebrate when he left me, so they would welcome Jessica and her baby without question. He was setting the stage for his exit, and I was the sacrifice. I handed Emma back her phone, sat down on the edge of the bathtub. My head was spinning. Everything I thought I knew about my husband was a lie. Everything I thought about our marriage was fake. He did not love me. Maybe he never did. Maybe I was always just a placeholder until he could get back with Jessica. Emma knelt down in front of me. What do you want to do? I have all this evidence. We can use it. We can expose him. Or if you want to just leave quietly, I will help you with that too. Whatever you decide, I am here for you. I thought about my options. I could sneak out the back door right now, leave the barbecue, go home and pack my things, file for divorce quietly, take the high road, walk away with dignity. Let him have his new life with Jessica and his family, who clearly did not want me anyway. Or I could go back out there, back to the party where he just humiliated me in front of everyone, where his family sat silent and let him destroy me, where they all knew he was cheating and said nothing. I could expose him right there, in front of all of them. Show them who he really was. Show them the messages, the planning, the manipulation, the cruelty. Part of me wanted to just disappear. Just leave and never see any of them again. Start over somewhere new where nobody knew about this humiliation. But another part of me was angry. So angry, I could barely think straight. He did not get to do this. Did not get to destroy my reputation, did not get to make his family think I was the problem, did not get to walk away, looking like the good guy, while I looked like the villain. Not after what I just read, not after seeing how calculated this all was. I looked at Emma. Can you send me all those screenshots? She nodded immediately, started airdropping files to my phone. Hundreds of screenshots transferred over, messages, photos, videos, everything. There is a speaker outside, Emma said quietly. For the music. It connects to Bluetooth. If you wanted to play something, everyone could hear it. I looked at her. She looked back at me with something like determination in her eyes. She was giving me an option, a way to expose him publicly, the same way he exposed me. I stood up, went to the mirror. My face was a mess. Mascara everywhere, eyes puffy and red. I washed my face, fixed my makeup as best I could, took a deep breath. Emma stood behind me. Our eyes met in the mirror. "You do not have to do this," she said. "You can just leave. Nobody would blame you." I shook my head. No, he does not get to win. He does not get to make everyone think I am the bad person. He does not get to humiliate me and then just move on with his perfect new life. Not without everyone knowing the truth. I opened the bathroom door. Emma followed me. We walked through the house toward the back door, toward the party, toward my husband, who had no idea what was about to happen. I walked out onto the deck where the party was still continuing, as if nothing had happened earlier. People were eating and talking, and kids were still swimming in the pool while music played from the outdoor speaker system. My husband was standing with a group of his cousins near the grill, laughing about something and looking completely relaxed, like he did not just destroy me in front of everyone 30 minutes ago. I walked straight toward him, with Emma following close behind me, and people started noticing me returning. Some looked away quickly, probably embarrassed about what happened before. His mom saw me, and her face changed to confusion, wondering why I came back outside instead of leaving. I walked right up to my husband, and he saw me approaching, and his smile faded immediately. He looked annoyed that I was back and interrupting his conversation with his cousins. I told him we needed to talk right now, and he shook his head saying not now, because he was in the middle of something with his family. His cousins looked uncomfortable and started backing away from us, sensing trouble coming. I spoke louder so more people could hear me and said no, we were doing this right here and right now in front of everyone at this party. People started paying attention to us as conversations stopped around the yard. His dad walked over, looking concerned about another scene, and his mom followed right behind him. More family members started gathering around us in a circle, probably expecting me to cause drama and make things worse than they already were. My husband crossed his arms over his chest and asked me what I wanted with clear irritation in his voice. I held up my phone in the air so everyone could see it and said I wanted everyone here to hear the truth. The real truth, not the lies he had been spreading about me for months. His face changed from annoyed to worried as he asked what I was talking about with fake confusion in his voice. I walked over to where the speaker was sitting and connected my phone to the Bluetooth, which immediately cut off the music that had been playing. Now I had everyone's full attention focused on us and what was about to happen. I turned to face everyone and said that my husband told them all I did not deserve children, that I was too selfish and too emotional and not maternal enough to be a mother. But what he did not tell anyone here was that he had been cheating on me for the past 6 months with Jessica, who was his ex-girlfriend from before we got married. He tried to interrupt me and deny it, but I kept talking over him and said he had been actively trying to get her pregnant while still married to me and living in our home. His face went completely white, and his mom gasped loudly, and people started murmuring to each other in shock. He stepped toward me and said that was not true, and that I was just making things up because I was upset about what happened earlier. I smiled at him and told him if I was making it up, then he should explain the voice memo I was about to play for everyone. I pressed play on my phone, and his voice came through the speaker system, loud and clear, for the entire backyard to hear. It was him talking to Jessica in a recording she must have saved, and he said once Jessica gets pregnant, he would file for divorce and they could finally start their real family together, the family he always wanted, instead of being stuck with me. His actual voice saying those words out loud for his parents and siblings and cousins and aunts and uncles to hear. The backyard went completely silent as everyone processed what they just heard. His mom looked like she might faint, and his dad's face turned red with anger. I played another clip where he told Jessica that I was just an obstacle in his way, and once I was gone, they could be together properly. Then another clip of him and Jessica laughing together while discussing baby names for the child they were trying to conceive behind my back. His sister Emma stood next to me with her arms crossed, watching her brother's face turn different shades of red and white. I stopped the recordings and looked directly at my husband, who was trying to speak, but no words were coming out of his mouth. I told everyone that he had been bringing Jessica to family events I was not invited to, and that his parents had met her multiple times. I said he had been poisoning his family against me for months, telling them I refused to have children when really he was trying to have children with someone else. His mom started crying and his dad looked furious, asking him if this was true. My husband tried to deny it, but Emma stepped forward and said she had months of evidence, screenshots of messages, photos of him and Jessica together at family gatherings I was excluded from. She said she had been documenting everything because she knew her brother was planning something horrible. I looked at my husband one final time and told him he was right about one thing. I did not deserve children. But more importantly, I did not deserve him or his toxic family who sat by and watched him humiliate me without saying a single word in my defense. I told him I would be filing for divorce first thing Monday morning and he could have his real family with Jessica and the baby they were trying so hard to create. I walked toward the gate that led to the driveway, with Emma following me, and behind us I could hear his family starting to yell at him, his mom asking how he could do this, his dad saying he was disgusted, his cousins calling him terrible names. I got in my car and drove away from that house, and that family, and that life forever. Emma texted me later saying the party ended immediately after I left and that her brother was being torn apart by everyone there. She said his parents kicked him out and told him not to come back until he got his life together. Justice felt sweet.